Hi everyone, this is Angela from Valley Girl Crafting, and thank you for joining me. I've been doing some different crafting things here lately that I wanted to share with you. Um, the first thing that I would like to show you, I actually just finished this one up. I have made a little cute little card. It's kind of a shabby chic. Um, got the mint green with the red roses that you can see. Um, with the little hello and the little double bow here. I took a embossing sleeve and just tore a piece of paper, put it in the embossing sleeve, and that way I've got just kind of different shapes, and I've done that with all sorts of different kinds of embossing sleeves, just because a lot of times I don't like to use the whole thing. I just like to use it as an accent because I think it just gives it a little something extra when you kind of tease with it and just give a little bit instead of giving the whole page. But anyways, I have made this. It's got the double opening here. Added just a couple of roses on the inside. I'll eventually add a sentiment in the middle or something. Um, but this card measures about 5.5 by 5.5. And then your two flaps opening up. One of them measures at 3.5 inches, and the other one is at 1.5 inches. But anyways, I just covered the two pieces with the paper. Found the centerpiece here, and of course, it's only attached by what is on this sheet, so that way you get it to open up. And I had a piece of black on the back of the card stock, and I did not realize it until I had made the card. So what I did is I just kind of took some of the same embossing paper that I did here that I did the embossing on, and I just kind of added it to the back to kind of carry over and just brought the washi tape right on over and had a lot of fun making this. So I can't wait to get it out to someone. But something else that I made, I really do like the shabby chic. Something else I did make is actually this started out as a drink tray from Applebee's. And I think we've all seen them. It just came as this brown color all over. And I used a brown duct tape on the bottom to kind of make it a little bit more sturdy so that way, I could put stuff in it. And then I have decorated every side of it. And as I said, I do like the shabby chic. So I've got a lot of the um, embellishments that are more vintage. I've got some roses that I've made. This is actually a negative for some of the flowers I had cut out on another piece, and I just took it and cut a design out, stamped it black, and then put it over top of this kind of teal turquoise color. My little border down here, my lace border is made out of just paper out of a book that I have put some distressing ink on and cut out my little frame that I have here. And again, just a couple of more pieces of vintage um, paper stuff that just came in a little kit. And then on this side, I took a picture frame and put some of the turquoise ink on it. So I don't know if you can see that or not. Just kind of tie in that turquoise there. Tied a bow with some cute little transparent ribbon and made some more of the rosebuds and cut out some different flowers. And the flowers on this one, I used the book just like I did on the border down here to kind of tie those in. And again, a little more of the vintage paper. And then on the other side, I don't remember where I got these from, but these were bought. They were completely white. I kind of inked them up a little bit. And again, same style here. Just kind of pulling it all together. And as you can see, I think it turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Wasn't a whole lot I could do up in this area. So I did some stamping. I don't know if you can see all of it or not, but I've got a couple of hearts on this side, a white feather here. There is a part of a butterfly right here with some little butterflies. some more hearts and things on here. But I just tried to incorporate all the same things to it so that way it was a little more cohesive. And then I just added a little bit of this ribbon. And I found these, they were really cute, and I was really thrilled to find them, but they're actually hair bows from the Dollar Tree. And they go on and off really easy, but they've got the little clip thing in the back, so they're not even glued on, and I just thought they were really cute. Definitely fit in for the style I was going for. But I plan on putting some cups down in here and putting some of my crafting supplies. I don't know if I'll do pens or pencils or scissors or whatever, but I do like that. I want to put it on a shelf and showcase that and actually have a function for it. And then something else I did to go along with it is I've had this old bottle for quite a while, and it was just a plain bottle. So I used the die and I cut out all of these different little leaves, and there's little flowers and things. And I colored some of them up. Some of them I left plain. They are all cut out of book. And I put hodgepodge on the back of them. And after the hodgepodge dried and they were stuck on there really well, then I went back over from here down and hodgepodge the entire thing. So that way they won't come up. You can scratch on them, and they're glued down there. So that's not going to come off. And then I put, these are from the Dollar Tree. They're like little sequins bead-like things. Put some of those on there just to tie in the silver, and use different, I think every one of these ribbons came from the Dollar Tree actually. And then my sister-in-law gave me some of these little charms here. So I just kind of cut the ribbon in half and then just lace the charms in at different layers and just kind of use those, but they're all really cute. So I really feel like these two would be really nice on a shelf together, and I don't know how well you can actually see these, but they do go very nicely together. So I do plan on having them sitting side by side. Now the biggest thing is just figuring out which side that I like best, or maybe I'll just rotate it every so often so I can enjoy all the sides. Going back to my card, just so I can show you what I like to do, what I was talking about this section here, is I do have several things that I have embossed, but I have some scrap pieces, so, I still emboss them. It's just, I don't, if the whole image doesn't show, then that's fine. I may even tear off more of this one. And then sometimes I have the whole image, but this one, a little bit is cut off the top. These were tore, and I just ran them through just to get pieces here and there. And I just like incorporating the different pieces together. That way you can kind of make your own design. And these are some little tiny pieces, so I thought, these might be great on tags or behind a sentiment or something. And, just all sorts of different types that you can use. Another piece of that one. Thought that one was different. Liked it really well. But just to give you an idea, that you don't have to use the whole piece. I mean, the whole piece is beautiful and it does work certain times, but, I just don't like to limit myself to using that all the time. I do think sometimes it just adds more, like I said, to have a little bit than it does to have the whole sheet, Some other things that I was looking at is I had a couple of these Capri Sun boxes from the house, and I got to thinking, those would make really good storage. I'm really not sure for what yet, but I'm sure I could find something in the craft room that would make really, really good. So what I did is I took one just like it, and I just kind of covered it and used my really big round punch here and just kind of punched out a half circle, make it a little bit better than, that rough edge there. So like I said, I really don't know what I'm going to use it for yet, but I thought that was a really good idea. It's cheap, you know, you don't have to spend, you know, whatever. I didn't do the back because I figured it's going to either sit down or sit up. And if it sits up, I'm sure it'll sit up against, you know, a wall or the back of a shelf or something. But just, you know, a cheap idea on something that you can use for um, some kind of a container that, you know, could use even maybe small scraps or something. I have a couple of more cards that I've been working on. This one is a Streamlined card, and it's got roses that I have stamped and then fuzzy cut. And I took a pencil and just went in a little bit right at the centers to darken them up just a little bit to kind of make them pop. And the leaves are from a die, and just took white paper and took a blending brush and just put several different colors of green on the brush and kind of just swirled them around and just made my own colors till I was happy with it, and cut them off. And they're actually longer leaves, so I just cut them into pieces, and I think I ended up using 2 of them to get all this. And then of course I used some of the little bead things from the Dollar Tree, and this beautiful paper. And then on the inside, I do have to have something there because it did smudge a little bit, which I'm not happy about. But figure out a way to kind of, you know, fix that. There's always something that can be done. And then a couple more of the little roses there. And use the acetate on the inside. It is the first time I have used the acetate, so I did find out that you have to be really careful, because if you'll notice, I do have a few places where the glue is showing through pretty bad. But for the first time, I'm pretty happy with it. And, you know, you do learn by things that you do not succeed with the first time. But pretty happy with that one. And then I've been working on this one. I stamped my envelope to match my card with the coloring. And what I did is I just took one of my silicone stamps and used my distressing inks, and I started off the whole thing in this really light yellow. And then I stamped it, and then I went back in with the turquoise and just kind of hit here and there, and it kind of gave a little bit of a turquoise green, which I thought ended up being very pretty. Kind of gives a little bling to the card. And this is the card that goes with it. This is a stamp, just a note. Again, some little beads from the Dollar Tree. This background is a stamp that I got. Did the same thing with the stamp that I did on the envelope. I started off with the lightest color. I stamped it, and then I got another color, and I stamped it just in certain places. I stamped it again, and then I did another color on another section I hadn't done, and that way I get several different colors. I start off with yellow, green, and then it goes to the turquoise green. And then I used a die to cut out my little leaves. I did a double bow with some burlap string. I have a little heart charm with a same one of these little things just cut out and glued on the front there. And then on the inside, just put a little thing, "You are amazing." Pretty happy with that one. And then I tried some cards that another card that I really haven't tried before. And these I got from watching. Oh, actually, I have one before that. I have a little, kind of like a little box that I've made for the card, because it is a little bit of a thicker card. So this is just made out of a thick card stock, and just kind of cut out, you know, a top to make the top. And then I tried to edge out everything just to tie stuff together. I put a few little stamps on there just to add to it. This is some baker's twine and an orange with a little purple button. I just brought it through, tied it into a knot, and then lace it around to where I can have it however I want to have it look, whether I want it together or separate. And then I have a little piece of Velcro for the closure. I forgot what Velcro was. And then inside, the card is actually beautiful. I mean, I think the colors are just amazing. The purple and the orange on the inside are pretty much the same design. They're just the different colors. And then the purple on the outside of the card is in the same book that I got the colors out of, or the same design, but it's just a different design, but it's from the same collection. So I stamped these, and then I stamped them. First, I stamped them black, and then of course this is the one where you have the 3 stamps, where you have the outside stamp, then you have the middle stamp, and then the inside stamp where you get each individual part of the flower. So I layered those on, and then I fuzzy cut them out. And the 2 bottom ones I glued straight onto the card. And then the one on top, I did mount it with a little bit of the foam mount underneath, just to kind of let it pop out a little bit. And then on the inside of the card, I made it to where it opens up. Just kind of use the same paper as the outside just to carry that in, and use a smaller stamp that goes with the same stamp set. And I was really happy with that. I thought that was really, really cute. And of course, you just got to be careful when you put it back in the box, because I did mount the sentiments. I put this on 1 mount, and this one I put on 2 to make it come up a little bigger, so I didn't have a whole lot of room, so I had to kind of compact everything together. But I thought it turned out really cute, so I'm pretty happy with that one. And then the last 2 cards that I made, I do have to say I've been watching Stamp Your Art Out with Rachel, and she did this design, and I just thought it was really cute, and I wanted to try it. And I've got 2 different cards, because the first one I made, it's nice, and I think it's good, but it just did not turn out as well as I wanted. But anyways, the card is really cute. It is one of the cards that, it sits up, and it's kind of a 3D card. I did not get my folds correct on this one the first go around. So it does sit a little wonky, but it's still very pretty. I may not send it to anyone, but I may still set it up on my shelf, because I am proud of it. I mean, even though it didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted it to, it is something new, and I did, conquer it. But I am pretty happy with the second one that I tried. And it turned out a lot better and looked a lot more like the one Rachel had as far as the technique. And I do want to thank her for sharing that, because I'd never seen a card like this before, and I was really excited to try it. And one thing I think that I'll add a little different is I added this little paper clip to like the inside right here, because I thought it would be really cute to use this to maybe put a gift card of some sort in, like hold it up to the inside when you put your sentiment and stuff in. So just to have that in there, I just thought really added a little bit of something extra. But yeah, I do want to thank her again for sharing this. And I've watched a lot of people making a lot of different cards that have really inspired me. So I want to thank you guys for sharing your videos, and I hope that you will continue to share mine. Please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the little bell, so anytime I have a video come up, you guys will be aware. And I look forward to posting more videos, and hope you guys have liked it. Please make sure and leave comments at the bottom. Anything that any ideas that you see, or anything that you would think, or anything that I've done that you would like to see more of, please let me know. So until next time, you guys have a great time, and thanks for watching.